Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are talking about ratios and rates. This is going to be a pretty quick one, but let's go through them because they're more in-depth problems. So, a survey reported that out of 50 teenagers, 9 said they got their news from the newspaper. At this rate, how many teenagers out of 500 get their news from a newspaper? So, in order to do this, we kind of want to do the same. So, I'm going to say out of 50 teenagers, 9 said they got their newspaper from a newspaper. I'm so sorry. So it's 9 out of 50. Okay, so this is that part. And this is one of those part over wholes. Okay, and so I'm going to set this equal to, at this rate, how many teenagers out of 500 get their news from a newspaper? So that 500, is that going to be the part or is that going to be the whole? That should be the whole. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do this. Okay, now the question becomes, how do you get from 50 to 500? We're going from a smaller number to a larger number. Last time we were dealing with larger numbers to smaller numbers. This is the opposite, which means we multiply. So what do you need to multiply by 50 to get to 500? If you're not sure, in your calculator, you can take that 500 and divide it by 50. Good, you guys got 10. So we're going to multiply by 10, and then we multiply this by 10, and we get a total of 90. So, only 90 teenagers read the newspaper, which is perfectly fine. I personally like it for the ads. I'm always looking for gel pens. You guys know how that works. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Ooh, Fred. Fred spent $28 on 2 DVDs. At this rate, how much would 5 DVDs cost? So when I set this up, I like putting the money on top. So we're talking about 28 DVDs and 2 of them. So this is going to be my dollar, my money amount, over the DVDs. Let's fix that a little bit. Okay, I tried. Okay, so at this rate, how much would 5 DVDs cost? So do we know the amount or do we know the DVDs? Good, we know the DVDs, so we're going to put that on the bottom. Now, this one's a little bit trickier. So I need to figure out what I need to do to get from 2 to 5. So since I'm not sure, because it's not one of those ones I can easily go 2, 4, 6, 8, I'm going to take my calculator, take that 5, divide it by 2. What'd you guys get? Awesome, you got a 2.5 as well. So that means I multiply it by 2.5. And so up here, we're going to do 2.5. So then 28 times 2.5 equals, good job, so it's going to be $70. So how much does 5 DVDs cost? Cost us $70. So remember, it's the same. So I put my money up here, so my money has to go here. You have the number of DVDs down here, so you need them down here. It's that same. If you're putting on a jacket, I'm not going to put my foot through one hole and my arm through another. That won't work. Has to be both one arm in one sleeve, one arm in the other sleeve. Same idea. Okay, let's try another one. If 15 softballs weigh 75 ounces, how many softballs weigh 15 ounces? So when I set this up, I'm going to say the number of softballs over the weight. This is just to help me. Okay, so we are talking about 15 softballs over 75 ounces. Just going to add that in. Now when we make our equivalent one, it says how many softballs weigh 15 ounces. So what do we know? Good, we know about the 15 ounces. We don't know how many softballs. That's what we have to figure out. Ooh, this one's trying to trick us though. Be careful. Going this direction, I'm going from 75 to 15. So is that a multiplication or is that a division? Good, that is a division. So 75 divided by 15 is 5, so I'm dividing this by 5. And then I have to come up here and do the same thing. So divide this by 5, and we get 3. So that tells us how many softballs weigh 15 ounces. 3 softballs. Okay, so this one was a little bit different because we were going from something larger to something smaller, so we have to divide. Going from something smaller to something larger, we have to multiply. But we're still trying to keep it that same. Okay, so let's try this one. Actually, I want you to try this one. What am I doing? You're going to try this one because I know you guys all love Sham WOW. Go ahead and try this one. I will be right back. You will be right back. Press play when you want to start. Awesome, guys. You rock. Okay, so let's check this out. For a store contest, 4 out of every 65 people who visit receive a free Sham WOW. So again, this goes back to that part over whole. So part over whole. So we have 4 people as our part out of every 65 people. Okay, and then this is going to be equal to what? It says if 455 people visited, how many received a free Sham WOW? So do you think that's going to be the total number of people who visited or only a part of them? Very good. It is our total. So I'm going to put that down here. And now I just have to figure out 65 to 455. Going back to this, we have a small number going to a big number. So what do you think we're doing? Are we multiplying or are we dividing? Good, we're multiplying. And remember, the easiest way to do this, to go backwards, I'm going to type in 455 divided by 65 on my calculator. Hopefully you got this too, times 7. Which means I'm going to multiply this by 7, which gives me 28. So 28 people got a free Sham WOW. They must be really, really happy about that. Don't worry, I know you guys all are interested in that. Okay, next one. Last one. Carol takes 4 breaths per 10 seconds. How many breaths does she take in a 2-minute yoga class? So again, I'm going to say breathing. And the only reason I'm putting this on top is because it came first. I'm just trying to go in order. So there were 4 breathings, 4 breaths per 10 seconds equals, yikes. Okay, so we're talking about seconds. It says, how many breaths does she take in a 2-minute yoga class? So I need to look at this 2-minute yoga class, or 2 minutes, okay? That I'm going to have to change. So first of all, how many seconds are in a minute? Good job there, 60. So how many seconds are in 2 minutes? Good. So this is really 120 seconds. So is that 120 going to go into the breathing part or the seconds part? Good, it's going to the 120 seconds. So we're going from a small number to a big number. Going from a small number to a big number, what do we do? Good. We end up multiplying by 12. I'm going to multiply this by 12. And we get 48. So how many breaths does she take? She takes 48. Okay. Nice work, guys. So we're going to work on this a little bit more tomorrow, but you guys are doing great with this. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we will be moving on from here very soon. Have a good night.